You know what's both crazy and funny at the same time? Yesterday, I promised to give Grand Design RV props. I promised to talk about Rockwood, Flagstaff, and a few other things. But the bloody Nate Goldenberg video took so bloody long. I wanted to try to keep each episode to like 30 minutes. And of course, it went 32 minutes, and we had to cut it off. So today, we're going to talk about the rest of them on this special podcast episode on the Monday after Easter. Welcome to HB RV Lifestyle, the podcast. I'm the host, the the Honey Badger, here to give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business and some other things. Now, most of you are going to be like, wait a minute, isn't Grand Design RV in the middle or at the beginning stages of a class action lawsuit that's been filed against them? Yes. But we're not going to talk about that necessarily till later on when we have more information. Now, I know most of it, but I'm not going to talk about that probably till this coming Sunday when I have gathered more information. But until then, let's give Grand Design RV some props. First off, I want to make sure that everybody at the Service and Warranty Center, including Brad Smith, gets credit for doing the right thing in a lot of cases. Now, did it take a class action lawsuit to do it? I don't know. I don't think so. I've heard great stories over the last 3 to 4 weeks of Brad Smith and that team getting together and doing the right thing for the customer. Now, we can Monday morning quarterback it and say, well, why they didn't just deal with it back then? Yeah, I bet you there's some things we don't know that happen behind the scenes. You know, it just seems, and again, I could be totally off base, but it seems to me like ever since Don Clark got his promotion, I'm using air quotes again, all of a sudden more things have moved in the right direction as far as frame cracking, frame failing, and getting it fixed for the customer. Now, probably a lot of it has to do with the class action lawsuit. I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to speculate on that. I'm just happy they're doing the right thing. Okay, that's how I feel about it. So I've been told by several people in Texas, Oklahoma, Montana, up and down the East Coast, a lot of independent, non-affiliated service centers, they're not affiliated with dealerships, not affiliated directly with the manufacturers, have all told me that Brad Smith has been absolutely amazing and that they've gotten a lot of work done that they didn't think would get approved. So please, everybody give a shout out to Grand Design RV. Great job. I think that I knew eventually something was going to occur. Either you guys were going to get totally fucked or you guys were going to turn around and start doing the right thing. And I'm just happy to see you guys are doing the right thing. You guys are fixing these rigs, whether it's a first owner or second owner, you're fixing them, you're getting it done. That's going to boost more confidence into the fifth wheel community, okay? So now when people go shopping for Brinkley or Riverstone or Mobile Suites or Redwood or everything else, there's going to be a lot more confidence that this is going to be a taken care of thing. There's no more gaslighting. And congratulations to Grand Design for the turnaround, and let's see where it goes from there. Let's see how the class action lawsuit unfolds. We'll go from there. On to Rockwood and Flagstaff by Forest River. Okay. Forest River and Rockwood Flagstaff is one of my favorite travel trailers and small fifth wheels to sell. Now, most people don't understand because they don't see a lot of videos about them in the bad light, but I have done them. There was some guys that emailed me and said, well, I'm going to just look at a Rockwood or Flagstaff because you don't do any videos negative about them. There's over 1,000 videos in my library, and you have to go back a couple of years. During COVID, when I was pissed, I was severely pissed at Rockwood and Flagstaff, specifically with their fifth wheels, because it's hard to explain this, but it just seemed like instead of doing just a standard 50 amp service, at one point they were doing 30 amp with 2 air conditioners. And it frustrated the living shit out of me. It's like, just make it a standard 50 amp build. What does it really cost? Now, obviously now, if you see most dealers, when you get to the super light travel trailers and you get up, and ultra light Rockwoods, and you get up to the fifth wheels, I'd say 95% of them are all 50 amp now. The other problem I used to have with Rockwood Flagstaff, which is pissed me off all the time, not because it was something that was mechanically bad, but the hinges, when you opened up some of the drawers and some of the, I'm sorry, not the drawers, when you opened up some of the cabinets, like the hinges would just come off and it would just peel the cabinet off, like the cabinet, wrap. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? This is crazy shit. So I've done those videos. Now, that hasn't happened in the last 2.5 model years. So the reason why I haven't seen that is because really I haven't run into Armageddon level problems. And when I do, and I explain that, generally no matter who the manufacturer is at Thor, like Keystone, Jayco, Forest River, Coachman, outside of one person in the entire industry that hates my guts for whatever reason, usually I get a phone call. Usually I get an email. Usually I get a text message or a direct message on one of the social media platforms. Generally somebody will reach out and say, so-and-so is trying to get a hold of you. Is it okay to give them your cell phone number? And yes, I'll talk to product managers all day. No problem. Okay? As long as you don't gaslight them like Nate Goldenberg was doing yesterday with Brinkley, as long as you didn't pull the shit that Grand Design did a couple years ago, I'm good with it. I'll talk to anybody. Okay? I had a problem with Nexus Motorhomes. Nexus reached out to me. We had a conversation. They made some changes to their stuff. I talk to Pablo's kid every once in a while when I have a problem. And when I talk about something that's negative about Genesis Supreme, by the way, something I don't sell right now, but I advocate for because I believe they're the best toy hauler in the industry right now. But when we talk about Rockwood and Flagstaff, they are a great product. But they aren't perfect by any means. Now, if I had to compare them and say, if I had a pick between my top 3 brands right now here in April 2025, I'd have to go number 1, Alliance. I don't sell Alliance. I just know those guys from the Heartland days, and I know what they're capable of, and they're real, true, actual RV guys that didn't destroy a brand like KZ. And if you're in Indiana, you know what I'm talking about. Wink, wink, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Okay? These guys, to me, are true, actual RV guys. And that's why I advocate for Alliance. And by the way, if Greg Carson's listening to this, this is why the first Now, let's look at Greg Carson's situation. I told that man, the first phone call, he asked me, what would you go buy? And I said an Alliance Paradigm. And it took him a while, but the son bitch finally went to the first suggestion I gave him. Isn't that crazy? How the world kind of circles around. Moving on. But the reality is that that's who I trust the most as far as when it comes to, if I'm going to spend a shit ton of money on a travel trailer, I'm going to go that route. A close second to me would be Flagstaff Rockwood, because they've been built forever. The guy that carried over the product from what it was originally to Forest River. I trust, and this is not a knock against Bob Martin or anything at Thor. It's just, I trust that division of Forest River, and I trust Doug Geddard. And originally I was trusted Pete Legal more than I trust the Thor guys. That's my only take on that. Do I think Keystone Cougar's a pile of crap? No, I own a Keystone Cougar. I believe they're a very good product. if I'm going to go to another unit, I'm going to go to an Alliance or a Rockwood Flagstaff, because I don't have the money for like a Mobile Suites or a Riverstone or something like that. Okay, that's where I stand on that. So I'm not like 100% jump all in. Okay, but I'm also not the guy that is gonna like say, hey, it'll never fail. Okay, it's just like I just watched a video on Winnebago Motorhomes. Dustin Simpson at California RV Specialist, just like, I mean, $160,000 Class C motorhome, and the thing, it looks like it's been done by a 5-year-old child. I mean, it's ridiculous. So we're getting into a situation where manufacturers are going to jack their prices up for 2026 year model. Spoiler alert, 2026 year model is changing June 1st. So within the next 6 weeks, 2026s are going to start being produced according to my sources, which I've been told that they're going to go up as much as 15-18% in price because of all the tariffs. Just be aware, if you can find a 2025 that you like and love, you better buy it, because you're going to save money. Okay? If you found a good used product that you want to purchase, go get it now, because people are going to start jacking their prices up on stuff pretty soon. So make sure if you're in the market to buy something this summer or right now or this fall, go get it now. Don't fucking wait. The longer you wait, the more you're going to really cost yourself some money. With the high interest rates and the freaking increase from the tariffs, it's going to be ridiculous, okay? And it's even products that suck are going to jump through the roof as far as price. Now, the last quick tidbit I want to share with you guys, okay? Brinkley RV. I have never said that it is a horrible product. I want every Brinkley RV owner to understand that. I've never said what you bought is a pile of shit. Never will. I don't think it is. Okay, I think you overpaid majorly for that product. It's extremely overrated and overhyped. And we're going to have another Grand Design RV disaster problem if we're not careful. We already put one company that a lot of these guys started that own Brinkley, that, by the way, have a history of selling things off within 4 to 5 years. We already made the mistake of putting them on a pedestal. And look what it did to the fifth wheel market. Actually trashed it. Now they're in the middle of a class action lawsuit because of their frames. Okay. We can't put this company on a pedestal. This company is overpriced, overrated, overhyped. But it's not a bad product. If it was a bad product, I put it in the same category as some of the Gulfstreams that are built. Back in the day, I'd put them with Pacific Coachworks as far as quality, or Attitude as quality. I'm talking about the newer Attitudes, not the older ones. They're to me, they're below a Rockwood Flagstaff, below a Cougar, but not far below. You know, if you told me today that a Brinkley 295 was only $2,500 more than a Rockwood, I'd have nothing to say about the leaks, about the fiberglass cracks, about the braking problems. I'd have nothing to say. I would just say it as in, hey, you know, this is unfortunately what happens. But when you're severely overpriced compared to what other products are, you deserve a little extra calling out. You're basically calling yourself the Ferrari of the RV industry, and you're pumping out Hyundai quality. There's nothing wrong with Hyundai. Hyundai's a good car. I drive Hyundais. But it's not a Lamborghini. It's not a Ferrari. So you priced yourself way above what your real quality is. And you can go give me a behind the scenes look all you want. You're not going to show the guys actually build a coach unedited, unmarketable. You're not going to have a surprise visit from a JD at Big Truck Big RV or myself or anybody else walk in and film the guys actually building them to see that they're all built the same, with the same Who cares? We didn't seal that right. Who cares? Push it down the line. We got to get it out to the dealer. You're never going to show that. Hell, nobody's going to show that. Are you kidding me? No RV manufacturer is going to show that. No car manufacturer is going to show that. But you can't con a bullshitter. And to call me a blowhard and all these theatrics, good for you. You just gave me the perfect t-shirt and the perfect meme. Because I promise you this, above all else, I'm going to be more obnoxious, more overbearing, and you're all going to learn to love it because you're going to have no choice. No choice. Until next time, toolkit and sense of humor, folks.